Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, I'll stand in his Falai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Queen's Wish 2, The Judgment. Last episode, we found out what exactly all the sacrifices that the Skyfolk are doing are for. They're pointless. They take the souls out of their sacrifices, put them into various crystals. The crystals glow, and that's it. They're making crystals glow. Not that they know that that's all that is doing. Their belief is that it's praising the god of the river, or whatever god happens to be near this place, near whatever shrines they make. They're unfortunately deluded, and not just killing people, but destroying their souls in the process. All for nothing. This is different from what we've seen in other lands. Worshipping the spirits of those who are around, those are real people, and it's wise to listen to them at times. Sacrificing to a magical forest, well, the forest is still taking the blood and taking the sacrifices. That still does something. This is nothing. We do need to stop this. We'll talk with Sutter in a moment, but we can talk with Dalawa now. These chambers are very warm and homey. They actually have a few traces of Havenite luxury. Artwork, plates, a few sticks of furniture. When the Darmali fled the row, they took a few family heirlooms with them. You are greeted by a middle-aged woman in a lovely, if heavily patched, dress, about 10 seasons out of style. Years of wandering without a home in these mountains have left her tired and bitter, but she summons all the hospitality she can for you. Prince Rupert, it is a great honor to have you in our home. I am Dalawa, Lady to Rasa Bruna. He urged me to show you all the hospitality we can. I hope we can approach what you are used to. Her words are friendly. Her eyes are cold. Thank you for these accommodations. Even if you weren't royal or kin, you are our guests. Hospitality means everything to the row. We are happy to have you and the Gloomy Fellow. The Gloomy Fellow? He calls himself Stonehouse. He says he is your butler? I don't know what happened to drain that man's spirit so completely. You are able to reassure her that she doesn't need to concern herself with Stonehouse. Getting overcrowded. Your sister arrived and she brought a host of warriors with her. Don't mistake me, though. Their presence is welcome, perhaps even long overdue. Dalawa is a perfect hostess when you are in her quarters. She offers tea, light conversation, and even a few cookies made sweet with honey. She is not used to royalty, and she cannot keep the bitterness out of her eyes. You are the lady of this fort. Dalawa nods solemnly. It is my post, my life's work, a series of unending challenges being connected to Haven by marriage. Did you know my father? He was gone to Haven before I came here. When I was joined in marriage to Rasa Bruna, the Darmali were loved by Haven. It was a great opportunity, though I would have married my husband no matter how strong his family. Then Darmal died. We were forgotten by Haven. My new clan became my life's labor. Tell me about Rasa Brunner. She shakes her head. He used to take glee in everything, battle or peace alike. Our years wandering these mountains stole my husband's joy, making him grim. Only your arrival managed to bring a smile back to my husband's face. I hope you allow it to stay there. How long has this fort been here? A bit more than a year. The land is poor, and we were close to other settlements. Still, we thought we could hold it. The Skyfolk are more fearsome than we thought. If we hadn't had the luck of Haven returning, all might have been lost. But Haven is back at last. We must set aside all resentment. There is no need to dwell on time wasted. Where have you wandered? All throughout these mountains. So many rocky valleys, so much ice and wind. We looked for a place where we could raise families and grow strong. Finally, we settled on this valley. Why did you settle here? We wanted unclaimed land, and we were running out of unexplored valleys. When land is needed, it is the way of the Rokaj to claim it in battle. Our years wandering left us unable to win a war. This valley was to be our final stand. What do you mean by dwell on time wasted? She looks away, trying to hide her sadness and anger. We could have been such a good ally to Haven. Rasa Bruna was so loyal. He loves the row, but he also loves the partner Darmal chose for us. We would have done anything for you, and you cast us aside. You have been unfairly neglected, and I will set it right. I hope so, Prince. We only want a chance to fight for Haven and make our land stronger. Fight with us, make things right, and we will make the effort worth it for you. Alright. Sutter, let's talk. My mission with Delia is complete. She wishes to vassalize the Skyfolk. This announcement echoes through the hall. Everything is still for a moment. It seems a small matter to you. The reaction to your words makes you keenly aware that history is happening all around you, and you are pushing it. It seems the best course of action. This would mean a lot for our family, and we would help however we could. Also, Princess Delia is upstairs with my lady. I know that she wishes to speak with you. Rasa, what do you think of this? For years, all our clan wanted was to follow the example of Darmal. Haven is the mightiest of nations, and we wish to fully be a part of it. That is where the power is. If you make the Skyfolk your vassals, we can look after them when you are away. This means wealth and safety for us. Sutter nods approvingly. Sutter, any thoughts on this? The Skyfolk are a particularly nasty people, but they are good candidates for vassals. Between our family and the unreliable allies, we can definitely possess them. All that is required is a bit more testing to evaluate their strength. Will we have the forces to fight the Skyfolk? Hopefully. Delia brought a decent force with her. Andrasham and its folk are eager to aid us. I think that will help us to turn the other people of the High Valleys against the Skyfolk. We can't be sure of this, of course, until we test the strength of the Skyfolk. Sutter, what do we need to do? We need to confront the Skyfolk directly. Fight them. Test their strength. Humble them a bit. Then see how they react. Perhaps they will fall easily, or perhaps they will show a dangerous level of resistance. This is always a very delicate stage in the process. You and I will go to Chaherra, the lowest and nearest city of the Skyfolk. We will demand that they submit to the Empire of Haven and pay tribute. It should be an exciting meeting. What we learn will help us decide Haven's final plan for these mountains. Rasa Brunner is very nervous. He didn't realize that there was still a question of whether you would help them. Is this really necessary? Nothing is necessary. In the end, nothing ever matters. We all die, after all. Rasa Brunner clearly does not share this attitude. Doing this will help the Darmali, give Mother her new vassal, make all the nobles like us more. So in those senses, yes, it is necessary. You seem to be enjoying this. Enjoy? There is no pleasure, no variety in any of this. I only get a small satisfaction in knowing that we are helping the Darmali. We do owe our family a debt. Will Delia be coming? I believe that the princess has had her fill of violence, and her sudden interest in adventuring has disturbed her suitors. She agrees with me that there is great potential for Haven here, and she will be aiding us with getting the support of Haven. To be clear, this is very valuable and exactly what she is best trained to do. What will we do exactly? Meet me at Chaherra. We will enter and speak with the leader there. He is called a third. I believe that's what we learned in Andrasham. We'll bully him a bit. Lord the power of Haven over him. See how he reacts. If we're lucky, their whole sad little kingdom will deflate and submit. It happens sometimes. If not, we will react as needed. Okay, then. My brother and I are going to Chaherra. The city of the Skyfolk. It is not large by their standards, but its walls are thick. What do you want to learn? What do you know of Chaherra? That is their local center of government. That is where the officials who make demands of us are. As the Skyfolk extend their influence south, Chaherra will be the capital. What do you think we should do there? If you follow the way of Haven, you will find a high official of the Skyfolk there. Then you will make your demands. Perhaps they will submit, seeing your strength. However, the Skyfolk are proud. They will very likely wage war on you. Even try to kill you. At least you tried to do things the easy way. Alright. Simple enough. I think we'll be able to get there by going over the bridge if we head to the north. I think the bridge is open. Oh, I'll see soon. Just avoid getting in contact with the people running around if you can. Thank you. And I was right. The bridge is indeed down, which makes this... Okay. We don't need to worry about that. And we head north. And the town is here. Below Chaherra. The land below the mighty skyfolk fortress of Chaherra is crisscrossed with irrigation canals and dotted with crops. This is fertile land, well tended by the farmers. You see groups of these farmers wandering around the fields. Interesting. All of the skyfolk warriors have withdrawn, but their food producers have been left outside the walls to do their work. As for Chaherra, it grows larger with every step you take toward it. Even with the might of Haven behind you, you start to feel very small. Your magical protection is surely far weaker. For a moment, it is hard to imagine what you could achieve in such a place. Then you hear your mother's voice in your head, reminding you who you are and what you represent. Before your eyes, Chaherra transforms into just another big pile of stone blocks. You approach a group of the farmers. Their clothes are worn and their tools are crude, but by intense labor they are getting admirable productivity out of this land. They don't flee. They don't talk to you. They only ignore you and continue their work. The skyfolk must exercise powerful control indeed to inspire such loyalty in these people. Terror probably has a lot to do with it. These are barracks for the farmers, and they are still occupied. You step in and investigate. The farmers are all, as expected, forced into service by the skyfolk. Their guards are gone, but they are not needed. The farmers are too terrified of the justice of their masters to flee. Your presence utterly terrifies them. You leave before you cause them further distress. Okay. And there is the fortress itself. Alright. Let's drop a save first. Alright, and in we go. Once again, you find a lone figure waiting by an open gate. It is Prince Sutter once again, armored and ready for battle. Delia is nowhere to be seen. Again, the skyfolk have not bothered to post guards. Sutter gives you a grin and a nod when you get close. Hello, Rupert. He raps the stone wall with his knuckle. Impressive city, I must admit. Larger than average. Still, all the same to us, eh? I think we're almost done puttering around this Blackwood land. We have almost all the information we need to act. Let's get this done. Feeling better? Sutter freezes for a moment. His grin fades. I can't hide how I feel from you, Ordelia. I can't do this much longer, but what we do here matters. It truly does. I can rally enough to finish our good work here. So no Delia this time. No, our sister's experiment has come to an end. She got a taste of life on the edge of the Empire, and she won't soon forget. Still, I am glad she came. She learned a lot, and she is supporting us. I am grateful. What do you think she learned? What she saw in that temple brought her a lot of clarity. Back in the palace, it's easy to forget that real darkness lurks in the corners of our world. She won't be able to turn away from that again. I see the gate is open again. That is the pattern. The Skyfolk have resigned themselves to our presence here. They are preparing for a fight, which means withdrawing to a more defensible position. It's what I would do. Now that they have to face war, we really need to talk to them. Maybe we can win some submission. Unlikely, but it's happened before. What do we need to do here? We still haven't gotten one of the Skyfolk to accept our traditional greeting. This is a big city. I'm going to find someone with a scrap of authority and make them accept it. Is it really that important? Sutter smirks at you. For a moment, he reminds you of Mother. It is to me. It is the ritual, the tradition, going back to the earliest days of Haven. Centuries. Odd there's nobody here, though. Why is the ritual so important to you? Such rituals are who we are, and something that brought us success for centuries should not be lightly cast aside. Also, they aid efficiency. When you are forced to make a fast decision, it is very good to have principles that give you a default action. Otherwise, all of the choices the world forces will exhaust you. But is the greeting really absolutely necessary? No, I suppose not. There are rare cases of vassals refusing to listen to us at all at first. Still, it establishes conversation. If you can talk to a foreign power across a table early on, everything gets easier in the long run. Seen any signs of guards here? Not a one. Chaherra is the sort of place where foreigners like to make their stand. They tend to pick an impressive place with big walls. No, they are sending a different sort of message. We just have to decode it. You think they have withdrawn completely? Oh, of course not. This is a huge city, and I can still hear the people far in the distance. They are only allowing us into this part. I have my suspicions why. We'll see. What is Chaherra? This city. It's a big one, stretches up a lot of this valley. Very few cities outside Haven this large, and I'm sure it's one of several. Still, all of their wealth and power comes from their own vassals who despise them. These imposing walls are built on sand. What now? Now we don't show fear. We are at the edge of how far Mother's magic can protect us, but we will be more or less safe in here. Let's go do some diplomacy. You enter the city of Chaherra. One step and you are in the actual territory of the Skyfolk. You'll have to admit to being slightly impressed. The city isn't ancient, but it is imposing. The massive gates and stone walls indicate the presence of skilled engineers working with a nearly limitless pool of conscripts. Very few of Haven's vassals have anything to compare with it. When the southern vassals of the Skyfolk, like the Androscrevi, need to interact with their masters, they come here. This whole walled-off sector of this massive city is dedicated to accepting tribute and giving commands. The most unsettling thing is that there is nobody visible. The streets are empty. Visitors from the south have been thrown out, and all of the Skyfolk have withdrawn. They must be somewhere, but the wind keeps you from hearing the rest of the city. The eeriness doesn't affect Sutter, though. Something about this surreal situation has restored your brother's cockiness. Oh, where could they all be? Good question indeed. I wonder if they're just planning to... This courtyard is where the vassals of the Skyfolk bring tribute. There are still mountains of food, wood, and other supplies heaped up under the open sky. Once the Skyfolk weigh, evaluate, and record the goods, they are heaped on carts and disappear through the northern gates. Haven gets tribute from our vassals, of course. We don't strip near as much as the Skyfolk, though. We want our vassals strong, not hungry. Indeed. I wonder if they're planning an ambush, like waiting for us to move into a certain area where they can then just kill both of us. Okay, nothing in there. Okay, that's more of a defensive location. This is where the conscripts come to the Skyfolk. They command that their vassals provide workers, and these unfortunates walk to Chaherra. Then they are lined up here and assigned to their destinations. Cages and posts communicate what happens to those who disobey. Bad management. Slaves are terrible workers, and taking them generates fury. The Skyfolk are greedy and sloppy. Ah, yes, that does very clearly say what they do. And there's a small house out here. You try to enter the huge southern hall, only to find the doors are barred. You aren't likely to find anyone sufficiently important here, so it's not worth smashing down the door. Sutter walks up to the door, gives it a little knock, and listens at it. Then he smiles a little. Don't worry, Rupert, nothing that should concern us. You say so. See, this is the area where I feel like we walk in there and they shut the gates on us and trap us. Let me drop another save. Alright, let's walk in. You ascend to the second tier of Chaherra. This is a huge courtyard. At one end, several rows of benches face a long table. The table is still covered with papers and notes, as well as a horn to summon the vassals. And this is where orders are given. If the Skyfolk have anything to say, they do it here. Very imposing setting. This part is done well, I must admit. A massive tower to the north looms over the courtyard. When you look up at it, you think you see movement in one of the top windows. Sutter looks around the second tier of Chaherra. You start to notice movement on the battlements above. A head pokes up, looks down at you, and disappears again. Your brother pretends not to notice, so you do too. His eyes take in all the details quickly, from the quality of the stonework to the size of the gates. His years dealing with outsiders like him know a lot of experience. You wait patiently for him to give his judgment. Finally, in his infuriating style, he simply says, "Impressive." Impressive? In what way? This is where vassals come for major proclamations. New laws, taxes, demands, that sort of thing. It happens here, right on the border. Big, spacious, imposing, set up so that if there is unrest, complainers can be easily killed. Honestly, I don't think I could have set it up better. This is the border of Skyfolk lands. Yes, I think the Skyfolk nation proper is only a few valleys. Their vassals live in their own lands, controlling them in name only, of course. It's the way Haven does it. Very efficient. What is that big tower ahead? Oh, to the north. I imagine it's where more private dealings with visitors take place. Trials, negotiations, research. For example, if they did plan to actually meet with us, that's where they would do it. What purpose does this part of Chaherra perform? Communication. A nice centralized place from which to apply control. They tell their vassals what they want here. Vassals bring what they want to here. Conscripts and supplies, mainly. Where do the conscripts and supplies go? They come in through the gates to the south. Then... He looks around, then points to the northwest. That gate there, the big closed one. That's where they take in the booty. I imagine in normal times that gate is constantly open and busy. Where are announcements made? He points to the table to the northeast. There. That's the more common announcements, the things everyone needs to hear. When they have a more sensitive private message for chieftains or the like, it happens in that big tower. Doesn't Haven do the same thing? Sutter thinks about it, then shrugs. Yes and no. We asked for tribute. We trade with our vassals using advantageous terms. In return, we provide protection and decent administration. The difference between us and the Skyfolk is, simply, that we're nicer. It makes things more stable, but more expensive. Fortunately, it's not so expensive that Haven falls apart. I feel like that there's more differences between the two of us, but I do see what was intended here. You seem impressed. A little. I always appreciate decent craftsmanship. The Skyfolk have been maintaining their system for centuries, I imagine, not to be dismissed. Which makes peace impossible, alas. And yet you seem confident that the Haven can defeat them. Well, of course. The Skyfolk's cruelty and arrogance has rotted the supports of their little mountain empire. All they need is one good sharp push. It will be bloody, but it will happen sooner or later. Would this be the largest vassal Haven has? Couldn't even begin to say. It will definitely be one of the richest, though. A real prize to bring back to our nobles. A reason to keep them from tossing us out. Why do you think peace is impossible? They have been on top for so long that they can't imagine otherwise. They can't even see it in their minds. They believe the world has aligned itself so that they are destined for dominion. I'd be alright with letting them collapse slower, honestly. However, they threaten the Darmali. They are our blood, they are of Haven, and I like them. Our hands are forced. The Darmali must be saved. Agreed. We know it, but the Skyfolk don't. Let's go make things clear to them. That middle tower seems a good place to start. Sutter walks up, but his gait is slow and awkward. He would never admit it, but being almost done in this massive city is getting to him. I am still surprised. Are they really willing to talk? With how hostile they've been this whole time? Are they really just letting us in for a meeting so that we can talk? I'm concerned. Very concerned. You try to enter the huge northern okay, same thing, not worth it. And that's the gate leading out to the northern side, which we can't get to. Which leaves the tower. Which we'll go into in the next episode, because this one's gone on about long enough. A little shorter maybe, but this seems like a place to pause. Next episode, we shall speak with the leaders in Chaherra. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Falai. That is Prince Rupert. This has been a Let's Play of Queen's Wish 2, The Judgment. And I shall see you all next time.